http://www.cosmicparadigm.com/marks_corner/ 14 Part 3. Let me be very clear, when I speak of the spiritual point of view, I am not speaking from a religious point of view. I am not speaking about beliefs. I am speaking from universe truth that is known to all who are operating in the higher densities, the higher energies. There is no belief involved. We know God. We are one with God. We are one with everybody and everything. Just as on your planet, each animal, each bird, each fish, each insect, each planet, and each rock is conscious. All in the universe are conscious. Belief does not enter into it. Love and light are the bedrock of all in a universe of oneness. The most important thing for you to remember during this time of transformation is to discover who you really are. A soul having a physical experience. Worry not about death. You have experienced it before. Treasure your time in the material with its myriad experiences for soul growth. Discover how to live in the present moment without attachments to the past or worries about the future. In quiet moments, listen to the quiet voice of your soul as it guides you through whatever challenges are in the days ahead. Picture a place that is somewhat familiar, somewhat not, a place that is different in some respects, but not in others. You are now on the new Earth after her transformation. The transformation has been completed during several of Earth's orbits about the Sun star. Time is not measured in months or seasons as the Moon is no longer in orbit about the Earth, and Earth is no longer tilted on her axis. Each day follows the prior in a tranquil procession of day and night. Much seems the same in terms of what you call nature. Some is much changed. Mountain and oceans are still present. The oceans define unfamiliar islands and continents. Some of the land has risen. Some has dropped. In a few places there are beaches. In most places beaches are in the making as the water laps against newly exposed cliffs and shoreline. On the land, streams and rivers carry water to lakes and the oceans. The air is clear, the sky is blue with patchy clouds. Everywhere there is rich vegetation. There are no more deserts, for the land has been repaired to become once again productive. Rain falls as needed to produce trees, bushes, and grass. Flowers are sprinkled about the landscape. In a particular place where you are standing, you see that there are trees bearing fruit and nuts. You see bushes with berries and all manner of vegetables. Most of the vegetables and fruits are familiar. Most of the trees are in rows, stretching as far as you can see. Smaller plants are scattered throughout the rich natural vegetation of the orchard. In the distance you can see a tall mountain. You watch as rabbits and deer graze on grass, ignoring the planted varieties. Overhead the skies are filled with many types of birds. A wolf appears, but it chases neither rabbit nor deer. It dawns on you that you are in a veritable paradise. You are alone, and quite comfortable being so. You wish for an apple, and turn to see an apple tree a few steps away. Your first bite of the fruit is wonderful, just the right mixture of crispness and flavor. You next think raspberries and turn to find a raspberry bush not far away. Like the apple, the berries' taste is just as you remember them. You have stepped into a place on the new Earth to which you can relate. You hear voices and walk past a small wooden sign. Appleton. A short distance away is a playground filled with laughing children. Adults sit in the shade observing the children at play. There are familiar toys such as a slide and swing set. The children are dressed in brightly colored clothes of a typical Western style. You are visiting a place familiar to your specific background. If you were to visit a place on the newer similar to a different background, it might be quite different. You approach one of the adults. Recognizing you as a fellow human of the new earth, she stands to receive your hug. After receiving directions, you wander off toward a nearby village. You pass houses with an open friendly style that speaks of the gentle nature of the climate. You feel neither hot nor cold. The sun is shining brightly, but its warmth seems gentler than you had remembered. The first house you pass has a wide porch. The two people on it are engaged in a conversation. They pause to wave as you pass. A shadow causes you to glance upward. A sleek vehicle passes overhead. It makes little sound. You can see windows with people glancing out. Walking further into the town on a grassy road, you come to the village square with a bakery, vegetable stands, laundry, and a clothing and general merchandise store. Each shop is brightly lighted within. You notice the absence of a bank, service station, church, or government office. People pass on bicycles and there are small vehicles for individuals that resemble golf carts. They glide along quietly, above the surface of the ground. You approach a group of people, men and women, seated around a table under a large tree. They invite you to join them. You take the only empty seat. It is as though they were waiting for you. Let your imagination soar as to the rest of this picture unfolds. Perhaps you will discuss the larger picture with the others, or you will talk about local happenings. I hope with this message that I have conveyed the sense of tranquility that pervades this snapshot of the new earth. You are now in a lighter density. Between now and the end of 2012, the structures on Earth created by the dark energy and its human and non-human accomplices will collapse. These include governments, monetary systems, religions, educational systems, and healthcare systems. The oil and extractive industries, as well as major corporations, will crumble. Your public utilities, media, and internet will no longer function. This is all part Earth's healing for. As with any patient, her wounds must be cleaned before her healing, transformation, can commence. Most of your current structures and beliefs are now being shown as rotten at their cores. Financial systems benefit the wealthy. Governments benefit those in power. The legal system functions for those who are a part of it. The churches preach to squeeze contributions from believers. Oil conglomerates and corporations exist to enrich management and stockholders, not customers. Educational institutions train the next generation to be passive and compliant robots for other structures. Your media serves those in power. Your enslavement has been quite cleverly and thoroughly constructed. Short of becoming a hermit, you cannot escape the structures and beliefs imposed on you. All of this must undergo a metamorphosis in order for a new earth and a new civilization to emerge. As these structures break down, there will be a time of chaos. The earth will be healed of the many wounds she has suffered at the hand of her human inhabitants. Her waters will be cleaned, as well as her land and air. This, however, cannot proceed until there is an end to the burning of fossil fuels, mining for minerals, and dumping waste. 2012 is not the end. It marks the beginning of a new era. Earth's fourth dimension. A higher frequency, a lighter density for the planet and her inhabitants. As I have previously communicated, this new Earth will resemble the old in some ways, but not in others. Beyond 2012 lies a time of rebuilding a new civilization for Earth's humans. It will emerge from a metamorphosis of the old, like mushrooms emerging from decaying matter, like new grass emerging from rich soil. After the chaos, a time of gradual reconstruction will emerge. Measured from today, this period will take from 3 to 5 years. Little will happen instantly. Those who are preaching instant transformation are misleading otherwise conscious people. Each person has the ability to manage his or her experiences in this lifetime. This experience management takes place against the backdrop of the existing environment. All about you is a created reality, energy slowed into matter. But you did not perform that task. It was done long before you appeared on the scene. You are the actors and actresses on the stage of your circumstances. You as individual humans do not have the ability to create your circumstances. Experience them, yes. Create them, no. The problem with seeing your circumstances, your environment, as of your own creation and attempting to change your reality by imaging it differently is that this type of reasoning will lead you to withdrawing from the practical side of your current circumstances. Withdrawing is not the reason for which you incarnated at this time and place. Experiencing life in this third density, overcoming its restrictions, and moving into fourth dimension living is the reason for your incarnation. The disintegration of the old is a necessary prelude to the emergence of the new. Yes, all is energy. Your physical world is but a slow form of energy, but it still obeys the laws of the universe. If one thing is to emerge, that which is currently in its place must disappear. This holds true for the current situation on your planet. The structures used to create your current civilization, corporations, monetary systems, healthcare, schools, governments, media, and religions will disappear. Unfortunately, there are few pieces of these current structures that can be salvaged to construct the new. It is only when people realize that the current paradigm does not serve them that there is a possibility to construct a new one. As long as people cling to their current ways, or refuse to admit how they impact their lives, there is little room for reconstruction. This is not to dismiss the many new initiatives. Some will ultimately bear fruit. The individual initiatives of ordinary people will ultimately emerge as the bedrock of the new. It will not be necessary for you to descend to the depths of a primitive society without modern conveniences like running water and toilets. Your new civilization will be constructed from bits and pieces of the old, minus the overarching structures and beliefs. Nothing in the universe moves quickly, deliberately yes, quickly no. You can see it in the creation of galaxies, and in the growth of plants and animals. Their creation is not done in an instant. It is only the impatience of humans that would construct instantaneous solutions.